Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening all around the world, dear viewers. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mudassir Majid, ESL expert and media person from Pakistan. A very warm welcome to another enlightening session of our International Mentors Forum. Today, I have invited a very special guest from UK. Her name is Madam Shannon Lede. A very warm welcome, Madam. How are you, ma'am?
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, thank you very much. So, dear viewers, I just want to tell you about this platform. This is a platform where we connect with our esteemed experts and visionaries from across the globe to explore thought-provoking topics that inspire growth, learning, and global understanding. Stay tuned as we begin to dive into today's engaging discussion. So, fasten your seatbelts. So, in this regard, I would like to share today's topic on which today we are going to have a discussion that is about the role of music and games in enhancing children's engagement and language learning in ESL classroom. This is our topic on which today we are going to talk about. So in this regard, before going to dive into today's answer question session, so Madam, please introduce yourself before our audience so that our audience may get to know about you, that who is Madam Shannon.
Yeah, of course. Yes, my name is Shannon. I'm an ESL teacher from the south of England, which is really lovely. I do love living here.
Okay, so Madam, please.
Experience with me. Languages have always been a passion of mine, and it's one of the reasons that teaching English is so rewarding for me. I've experienced working with learners of all ages, from different backgrounds as well, ones that are really young children up to mature adults in both private and group settings. And I often use a lot of interactive methods of learning, especially with the younger learners. So I'm excited to share what I've discovered to be the benefits of doing this method of teaching, and hope this information could help the students and teachers as well.
Okay, that would work a lot because method how to especially teaching method is something like adding something music and games. Definitely, that is such a very interesting thing that today we're going to talk about it as well. So because you have some specialties in that particular discipline, so therefore we have decided to talk on this certain topic. So definitely it is for the young learners as well. So I would like to ask the very first question in this regard to you, that please, how does the music helps children learn a new language more effectively? Because some people have they take more interest in by using different types of games or music. So in this regard, what is your own perspective?
Well, if we think about music in general, we hear it constantly, whether it's through TV, through social media, through the radio, or even just walking around shops. We're kind of surrounded by it. And children are so used to hearing music that they end up recalling countless songs in their own language, and they can easily recognize like a beat and immediately recall the lyrics to the rest of the song. They're almost programmed to remember and recognize music. So to use it for learning, I've always been a firm believer in thinking that it really does expand their vocabulary and strengthens their ability to remember things. So they can use fun melodies, ones that are engaging and repeat a lot as well, through the chorus and things, so that then they keep hearing the same words and phrases in a way that doesn't seem like they're learning a language. It's more entertaining for them. So with music as well, it exposes them to natural pronunciation and really helps them to become familiar with listening and speaking the language as well. And it builds confidence for using new words and phrases out loud, because again, it doesn't feel like they're practicing a language because it's more appealing to them. And they end up learning to use simple and everyday phrases, and they understand the meaning more fully because the song can express more understanding for them. I've also found when doing it for a group class, everyone seems to have a much more positive and relaxed feel, and the environment is a lot less pressured for them. So they feel like they can actually benefit and get involved and sing along and participate. So they automatically, respond better to it. And a lot of the songs also include things like actions and gestures. So there's a lot of movement as well that can really help with their ability to recall things. So I've enjoyed having it as a method for teaching that isn't necessarily a textbook based learning, but it seemed to be very, very effective for a more relaxed and enjoyable learning environment. And they tend to use everyday language, so children become familiar with them and can use them when they feel confident to.
That's great. That's great. So I just want to ask that whether which level, up till which level it should be used. Suppose if you're going to teach on a grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, or whether it can be extended till the, at grade 10, grade 9. What do you think about that? The teaching of with the help of games and music can be extended till the rest of the classes, something like ninth and 10th grade as well?
Yeah, I think it can be. I think it can be used for all age ranges and all levels, as long as the complexity of the songs and the games matches the level to help them to progress. Because if it were to stay more simple, like it would do for younger learners, then the progress would obviously be hindered. So if they continue to match that and become more difficult for them and more appealing to maybe what they're interested in at that age, then they can be really beneficial for them.
That's great. Okay, madam, I just want to ask the next question relevant to the topic. That I just want to, in what ways do games make ESL learner more engaging for young learners? So what do you say about it?
Well, simply put, instead of only listening to the teacher, students become more directly involved in the lesson in a way that genuinely appeals to them. So they can get really excited about using a particular game that encourages them in to stay focused on the subject being taught. And it's much more relaxed, it's more enjoyable for them, and it makes it easier for them to speak and express their ideas without constantly worrying about making a mistake, because that can be something that prevents children from wanting to speak because they always think that they're going to say something wrong. But when they're enjoying something, they're just excited to get involved, and it makes it
That's
natural for them. And
Mhm.
the games themselves also expose them to a wide range of skills, so they can learn to be involved in exercises, problem solving, and they become more familiar with using imperative verbs as well. So they're constantly telling me, you need to do this or go in this direction, or I think we should be doing this instead, or looking over there. So they're constantly using instructions to help with things, and involved in challenges that stimulate both visual and auditory responses. So the challenges boost their concentration and motivation to persevere when something might seem a little bit more difficult for them. They don't use it as an obstacle, they rather use it as an ability to pass. So when you put that in a language, that means that they continue to look for opportunities to progress with English rather than using stumbling blocks as a way of, I give up, I'm done, I'm not doing anymore. It's a way of them, keeping their progress going. And the children are always actively engaged when games are involved and they participate more fully. So I get to hear how they're getting involved with their English, and what level they're at so we can continue to progress. So the combination of the enjoyment, the communication, and the skills that are developed throughout the classes make it a really powerful tool, especially for learning English.
That's great. That's great. So I just want to ask further that in what type of songs or games work best in ESL classroom? Because some songs are too fast that they are unable to understand, and some of the games are too fast which we are unable to find out that the learning. So that time, what do you suggest in this regard?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge sometimes to find that balance. But for me personally, I found songs, especially for younger learners, the companies like Cocomelon and AO Kids to be really good because of the speed of the songs, and also the actual visual appearance of them and the videos that go along with them. They are so good for being visually stimulating because of all the things that they get to see. So they respond really favorably to it. And I always have to make sure that the songs, obviously, yeah, are age appropriate, and for younger learners are more simple for them to understand, so that they can pick up on the repetition and the clear pronunciation used in the videos as well, and in the songs, because then they're more easy for them to remember. And the repeated phrases help them to recall the vocabulary, rather than, yeah, kind of just reading a textbook, and doing the traditional study that way. It becomes more appealing to them. So yeah, songs like that can be really, really good. And in terms of games, simple ones like Simon Says and Hangman can be really good. But I've been yeah, experiencing the benefits of using a Minecraft Education Edition. I've been using it for years now, and I found that it's really effective for language learning, which might seem like a surprise to a lot of people, but the way that it's presented is really good, because there's loads of prepared worlds that focus on different subjects, whether it's going to be maths or science or coding, and each of them use English. So no matter what the subject is, they're constantly hearing the language, but also reading it and exploring worlds that immerse themselves in the language and the culture. So they, yeah, get involved and enjoy it, and they learn the key vocabulary, whilst also completing different tasks that the game has set for them. And the story-based worlds are particularly great for the language development, because it gives them the chance to understand and familiarize themselves with clear context, and with communication. But also there's the creative and the adventure worlds that actually allow them to build or explore language freely. And that way they use spontaneous vocabulary and language of their own accord. So they're just saying what they feel and what they yeah, expressed to be a good idea or an opinion about it. So it is super interactive and engaging for them, and it provides an excellent balance between learning and play. So yeah, games and songs all together can be really good tools when they are used in the right manner.
That's good. Definitely, it should be used in the right manner. So the thing is that I just want you also mentioned over here, just like as some of the videos or some of the movies, that which types of movies that young learners should watch to improve their English communication skill, because it is also somewhat like for the new fun to learn new words which they are just watching in the form of videos, or some of the movies which they are just watching in front of that. So what do you suggest to them, that which types of movies or which types of videos that you would like to suggest to the ESL learners?
That's a great question. I found that using a lot of Disney can be really good, because even for children worldwide, Disney is very familiar to them. So when it's put in a language that they're learning, they already know quite a lot of the storyline. So they already know what's happening, they already know what's going to happen. So the language almost comes naturally to them. So they start to hear the speech, they start to see it being narrated as well, because those movies are really good at telling the story. So I've always said that Disney will be like the top one for movies, for recommendations. But yeah, videos can vary. I think there's a lot of availability on YouTube. We're now sort of blessed with the amount of ESL videos we've got, especially for younger learners. But I've always gravitated towards Cocomelon, as I've said, because I think the way that it's done is yeah, to stimulate that development in young people, regardless of the language, because of how effective it is visually for them.
Mm-hmm. That's it. But next, I just want to ask a question that when you have given up free hand to the young ones to learn English, or ESL learners, so that time when you are giving such types of tools, which they can watch movies, they can listen songs and all that, so they can also misuse of it by watching the other things instead of their main things that they're just trying to learn. Instead of that, they started to go for entertainment instead of learning something. So that what do you suggest to them, how these things can be used in more productive way, because it's very difficult for the teachers and for the students as well, because their mind distracted when they are watching something. So that time they would love to watch any other movie instead in first language instead of second language. That time what they should need to do in that particular situation?
It's definitely important to have a balance between it. If it's
Yes.
used too much or they're familiar with the movies too much, it can become just fun instead of an actual learning opportunity. So I always think that if there is a firm balance between it and it's almost treated as a treat for them, like if you learn this and if